Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Habourfront Centre. My name is Tenyo Evangelista, and I'm the President of the Board of Directors. And on behalf of the Board and our entire Habourfront Centre team, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all here. Today we gather at the heart of Toronto's vibrant waterfront for an important occasion highlighted by the presence of our special guest, the Deputy Prime Minister of Canada and Minister of Finance. Habourfront Centre embodies Toronto's cultural vibrancy, inclusivity, and innovation. Our 10-acre campus hosts dynamic events for all ages, 365 days a year. This summer, as we celebrate our 50th anniversary, we reaffirm our commitment to supporting diverse artists and communities, making arts, culture, and recreation accessible to everyone, and enriching the lives of all Canadians. Last year, we welcomed 6.3 million visitors, engaged 1.3 million participants in our programs, supported over 1,000 artists and performers, hosted 4,000 diverse events, and collaborated with over 150 organizations. These achievements highlight the significant impact Habourfront Centre has had and will continue to have on the social fabric of our city, province, country, and beyond. As an independent, not-for-profit organization, the support we receive from the federal government is vital. The ongoing operational funding and the recent $10 million capital commitment in recent budget, on top of the $20 million capital funding we received a few years ago, it's all critical to our future sustainability. This strong and enduring partnership that dates back to our inception 50 years ago reflects our shared vision of fostering creativity, nurturing artistic expression, promoting multiculturalism, and enriching the lives of our community. As we look ahead to the next 50 years, this spirit of collaboration that has brought us here today will continue to drive us forward. Together with our community and government partners, as well as with all our waterfront stakeholders, we will ensure that Habourfront Centre remains a thriving cultural hub that will allow us to provide transformative experiences for generations to come. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the federal government, in particular to Minister Freeland and her Toronto caucus colleagues, who have all been our strongest advocates for this important investment. Your support and unwavering commitment have made this milestone possible. Thank you for being an integral part of our story and our future. It's now my pleasure to introduce our special guest, a fierce supporter of the arts and a key figure in our partnership with the federal government. Please welcome the Deputy Prime Minister of Canada and our Finance Minister, Chrystia Freeland.
Grazie, Tenyo.
Grazie mille. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tenyo. Thank you to everyone here. And thank you most of all to the amazing artists and creators that I had a chance to talk to, whose truly magnificent work I had a chance to see. Bonjour, je tiens tout d'abord à souligner que nous sommes réunis sur les territoires traditionnels de nombreuses nations, notamment les Mississauga du Credit, les Anishinaabe, les Chippewa, les Haudenosaunee et les Wendat. I am so glad to be home in Toronto today, and I am especially glad to be here at Toronto's beautiful waterfront with Tenyo Evangelista, who is himself a real force of nature and is so committed to this amazing place, and with the great team at Habourfront Centre. Our government is delivering fairness for every generation, and we are investing in Canada's arts and culture sector because that is an important part of our plan. We know that arts and culture make our communities more vibrant while supporting the economy at the same time. The Habourfront Centre is very much a part of Toronto's and Canada's amazing arts and culture scene. It is Toronto's waterfront home for unique programming, ranging from dancing and theater shows to writing festivals to arts exhibitions. It's a place for family and friends to gather, and we see here today some families just having a wonderful time. And it's a magnet. It's a place that brings people to our city's beautiful waterfront, while also taking advantage of the great things our city has to offer. But as a Toronto MP, I know that the Habourfront Centre is facing some significant challenges. like many arts and culture organizations, COVID was really hard, and the pandemic took a real toll here at the Habourfront Centre. It has been hard to recover and to get back to the level of activity you had before 2021. Our government recognizes that, and we know that we need you to come roaring back so that Toronto and our country can come roaring back. And that's why, in this year's budget, we stepped up. Our government is investing $10 million over 2 years to support the Habourfront Centre's ability to complete critical repairs so you can continue welcoming visitors from across Toronto, from across Ontario, from across Canada, and from around the world. The Habourfront Centre is such an important Toronto institution. It's also a key economic and cultural asset for our city, attracting millions of visitors every year. With this funding, we are helping the Habourfront Centre to thrive for many years to come and to be a part of the lives of millions and millions of people in Toronto, in Ontario, across the country. Nous faisons des investissements axés sur l'avenir comme celui-ci parce que nous savons que pour offrir une chance équitable à chaque génération, il est important d'avoir des communautés dynamiques où les Canadiennes et les Canadiens veulent vivre, travailler et fonder leur famille. Now, we know there are some, like the Conservative leader, who don't share our priorities. Pierre Poilievre has voted against our budget, which means he voted against this critical support for the Habourfront Centre, as well as other important investments in Canada's arts and culture. He also voted against investments in housing, in childcare, and in healthcare. Et il a voté contre nos mesures visant à rendre notre régime fiscal plus équitable pour avoir les moyens d'investir dans les Canadiennes et les Canadiens et d'offrir aux jeunes les possibilités qu'ils méritent. Pendant que le Parti conservateur cherche toutes les excuses pour couper les investissements, notre gouvernement agit maintenant et il le fait résolument parce que les Canadiennes et les Canadiens comptent sur nous. Merci beaucoup. I'd be happy to answer your questions now.
We'll now take questions from media. It'll be one question, one follow-up. Please state your name and outlet into the microphone. C'est une question et un suivi. Veuillez indiquer votre nom et votre média avant de poser votre question.
Thank you, Minister Freeland. Michael Drapak, CBC News, and if you could answer en français, s'il vous plaît, when finished also. Tomorrow's by-election, Toronto-St. Paul's. By all accounts, and polling indicates it's going to be a very, very close election in what has been a very, very safe Liberal seat for a long, long time. Can you reflect on why Torontonians would feel that way about the Liberal Party?
Well, thank you for the question. And I have been out campaigning, knocking on doors a lot in St. Paul's over the past month. So I'd really like to start by paying tribute to Carolyn Bennett. She is a truly great Canadian. She has been an outstanding MP, for me personally really important, and a really important mentor. And one thing I've really learned at the doors is how deeply the people of St. Paul's appreciate, and I would even say love, Carolyn. Carolyn used to say at every election that it got easier as time went on because more of the babies she delivered got old enough to vote. And she said the best way to get someone to vote for you is to actually deliver them. And it was kind of a joke. But yesterday I was campaigning and I spoke to an older couple and they said, oh, please tell Carolyn she was our family doctor. We love her. And then I told this story about how Carolyn counted on the votes of the babies she delivered. And this couple yesterday afternoon said, oh, she delivered our kid too. So I really want to pay tribute to Carolyn, who contributed so much to St. Paul's and to Canada, and had a truly unique connection, unique and deep to her community. Those are really big shoes to fill. I am really confident that our Liberal candidate, Leslie Church, is a really worthy successor to Carolyn Bennett. Leslie is a lawyer. She's a mother of 3. I think one of her central accomplishments has been working on our national plan for early learning and childcare, which is already contributing a lot to families across Toronto, across Ontario, and to families in St. Paul's. And I really believe that, following in Carolyn's amazing footsteps, I think Leslie would make a great servant and advocate for the people of St. Paul's. As you said in your question, we are taking nothing for granted. Leslie is working her heart out, and the whole team is there with her. And we're just going to keep on working until the last minute. And I do just also want to say to everyone, please come out and vote. Tenio, I thought he lived in my riding, used to live in my riding. He now lives in St. Paul's. And as we were going around, I said, Tenio, if you haven't voted already, you better vote. Make sure your family and your neighbors vote. Democracy is a privilege, and we should all participate. Et maintenant en français, merci pour la question. Vous avez raison que c'est une importante élection partielle. Je voudrais commencer en parler un peu de mon cher ami, Carolyn Bennett. Elle est vraiment une femme, une politicienne, une leader extraordinaire. Pour moi, personnellement, elle était vraiment importante. Elle est vraiment sage et j'apprécie son aide et ses conseils. Carolyn, pendant toutes les élections que j'ai vécues avec Carolyn, Carolyn disait que avec chaque année, les élections devenaient plus faciles pour elle parce que les enfants qu'elle a aidés à entrer dans le monde pouvaient voter et que c'est aidé Carolyn en tant qu'une docteur familiale. Et je pensais que c'était peut-être juste pour jaser, juste une blague. Mais hier, quand je faisais la porte-à-porte à St. Paul's, une famille m'a dit « Oui, Carolyn était notre docteur et on apprécie cela. Et on était là quand notre fils était né. » Alors, on comprend que Carolyn était une politicienne, une députée extraordinaire. Ce n'est pas facile de suivre Caroline. Mais je suis tellement convaincue que notre candidate libérale, Leslie, une mère avec 3 enfants, une avocate, une personne qui a joué un rôle clé dans la création de notre système national des garderies de petits-enfants, sera vraiment une excellente successeur pour Caroline. Vous avez raison que c'est vraiment un concours, c'est vraiment une élection partielle concurrentielle. Et pour cette raison, Leslie travaille si fort, toute notre équipe travaille fort. Nous sommes là, nous serons là. J'ai fait beaucoup de porte-à-porte pendant beaucoup de jours, parlant avec les gens. C'est notre travail très important sur le terrain. Et pour finir, je veux juste dire que la chose la plus importante, c'est que tout le monde doit voter. Nous sommes très privilégiés d'être les citoyens d'une démocratie, de la démocratie canadienne. J'ai parlé avec Tenio, j'ai pensé que Tenio était dans mon comté, mais maintenant il habite à St. Paul's et je dis à Tenio, vous devez voter et toute votre famille. Alors, c'est ça.
And my follow-up, if I may. What is the threshold for the Prime Minister to keep his job?
One thing I learned during the NAFTA negotiations was never to answer hypothetical questions, and I have followed that rule ever since. But let me just say, we are taking nothing for granted in this race. We are working really, really hard, and Leslie, to her credit, is working her heart out. I have knocked on a lot of doors myself, and there are so many doors that I knock on where the person who answers the door says, oh yeah, I've met her. Yeah, she was here last week. Yeah, she was at a coffee party the other day. And I think that hard work shows the people of St. Paul's how hard she's going to work and that she is going to be there for them. En français?
Oui.
On sait que c'est une élection partielle concurrentielle et qu'on doit travailler très, très fort. C'est ce qu'on fait. Et le leader dans cet effort-là, qui fait vraiment un travail extraordinaire, c'est notre candidate libérale, Leslie Church. Elle est vraiment extraordinaire. Je suis fière d'elle. Moi aussi, personnellement, je fais le porte-à-porte beaucoup. Et très, très souvent, les gens me disent « Leslie était là il y a quelques jours » ou « Oui, j'ai déjà parlé avec Leslie, elle était à une fête dans l'école de mes enfants, etc. » Et je pense que le travail acharné qu'elle fait maintenant démontre aux gens de Saint-Paul si elle sera élue, vraiment une députée qui va travailler si fort pour eux. Merci.
Next
Merci.
question.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, ça conclut la conférence de presse. Merci tout le monde.
Okay, thank you very much, and thanks again to everyone here at the Habourfront Centre. You guys do amazing work. Really, you're very important for our city, our province, and our country. And thanks especially to the extraordinary artists whose work we had a chance to see today. Really remarkable. Have a great Sunday. And don't forget to vote if you live in St. Paul's.